So one last thing I do want to do before we actually get into creating a new template for our different case study categories is I just want to really emphasize that this is of a different category. So at the minute, looking at this Better Life Design client brief, we still don't know that this is a blog category until we scroll down and see this building your next blog. So it would be quite good to dynamically inject the actual category of this case study so that our visitors know what it is. So to do that, there's again a number of ways that we could do that. We could drag a post info into here and then we could display the category dynamically, or we can actually just do that with a heading. We can literally drag a heading in and do it that way. So in fact, what I'm going to do first is just to drag a container above Better Life Design so that it's sitting up there. And then within that container, I'm just going to drag a heading. I'm going to drag the heading into this. I'm going to remove the padding from that container because we can see that that is sitting in a little bit. So let's just remove that. And now we can see that we've got our heading here. So now let's come to the actual content of that heading. Let's delete the content that is in there statically. And now we want to come to dynamic tags. And then we want to select post terms. So let's select post terms, and if we now click that again, we'll see that we have these options to select the taxonomy. So the top two, tags and categories, are the WordPress defaults. So these will be for your posts, but we are looking for the second categories because that is our case studies categories. So let's select that, and we can see that dynamically injects the title of the category. So blog has now been added in. So that is exactly what we want. So let's now go ahead and give this heading a background. So I'm going to come to advanced here. I'm going to give this a background. Let's maybe give this a background color of, let's go with another accent. I think maybe an accent will be fine here. That is okay. If we now also come to border, we can add a border radius so that this is going to be more pill-like. I'm going to go with maybe 20 or 25. Now, let's also add some padding. Now, we are going to sort out the fact that it is full width at the minute. We're going to edit that in just a minute. Let's now add some padding inside of this. So let's select all of them so that it moves it all up accordingly. Let's go with 5, and then I'm going to increase the left and right to maybe 20 and 20. So that it looks like that. In fact, I might make that 25. 25 and 25. So to stop this spanning the whole length of the whole width of this container, let's come along to that container that we added that head into, and let's now align these items to the start so that it looks like that. Of course, we need to edit the color. I didn't do that. It always helps, of the text. So the text color I'm going to make white so that it looks like that. I could actually make that a purpley color. In fact, I am going to go with a purple or a pinky color. That's fine. I'm also going to add to the container here, the top level container, not top level, but the container that the heading is sitting in. I'm going to add some padding to the bottom of that. So let's add some padding to the bottom so that it looks like that. So we can now see that straight away that this is a blog. So we know that this is now a blog because this is going to be dynamically injected into every one of these. So whether it's e-commerce or services, this will be dynamically updated with the correct category. So that is looking a lot better. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and select update. And then in the next lesson, we're going to finally duplicate these to create these same templates for our different case study categories.